Hi there, good morning. You are joining us right now for Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Megan Packer here to update you on your news headlines on this Sunday morning, and we will check in with First Alert meteorologist Isaac Williams to get your forecast. So let's just jump right into it. We've been talking a lot about what's been happening with SNAP benefits and food distributions recently, and it is already a busy time of year when it comes to food giveaways and the need for food around the holidays. But right now, again, it has just been really multiplied because of people who have been going without their SNAP benefits. Just as things start to really kind of get back to normal over these next few days. This is some video from one of DeKalb County's several food giveaways they held yesterday. You can see cars lining up. Now, the USDA does say that anybody who does not have their full November benefits yet should have them by Tuesday. And the very latest now on the urgent search in Union County for a hiker who has been missing for days now. The sheriff's office is now putting out a plea to hunters, asking them to look at their trail cameras near Blood Mountain. They are asking for them to share any footage that may have picked up 67-year-old Charles Hosch. He went missing days ago near the Byron Herbert Reese Trail, and they have been searching for that area ever since. Again, this is Union County, far north Georgia. Yesterday, they expanded the search to include more than 50 people with several dogs and even helicopters and drones. Hush is a lawyer and professor. He took that hike Tuesday. He is familiar with this area, according to his family. He grew up in Gainesville, has hiked in the area for years, but just no update at this point. We know the crews will be back out there searching today, but the last thing that we have been hearing from the sheriff's office now is, again, that they are asking hunters to check those trail cameras for anything their cameras may have picked up. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation is taking over an investigation into an officer-involved shooting in Noonan yesterday. This happened around 8:30 yesterday. Agents say a 29-year-old man from New Jersey will be taken to jail after he recovers from being shot by a Noonan police officer. The GBI says that man, Sonny Conto, fought with an officer and even called for a dog before another officer shot him in the arm. They say that he had been kind of like on the side of a semi-truck arguing with a driver there when this all unfolded yesterday morning. Conto faces several charges, including trying to take a gun from an officer. Once he's out of the hospital for the shooting injury, he will be taken to jail and again shot in the arm, so they do say that he is expected to survive that. Tomorrow, county commissioners in Douglas County are holding a work session to determine the future of the Douglas County Museum of History and Art. Commissioners voted to end its lease at the end of the year, but some people who live there are not happy to hear that. Supporters and local leaders gathered this past Wednesday at the museum to urge the county to reconsider. The U.S. Postal Service says that they will be raising some prices next year. The Board of Governors approved increasing the price for Priority Mail, Priority Express, Ground Advantage, and Parcel Select. Regular mail prices, like the price for a first-class stamp, will stay the same. The USPS says the goal with this is to keep the agency competitive. Hard to think about the holiday season when we've got the weather that we're dealing with right now. It is absolutely gorgeous as we get ready for even warmer temperatures. So let's bring in First Alert meteorologist Isaac Williams to talk all about this absolutely beautiful shot over Lake Lanier right now. Isaac.
Yeah, Megan, and the sky has been clearing the last couple of hours. In fact, we've kind of seen a near 180 in the sky cover. It was a little bit overcast this morning, and it is now becoming sunny, and we're going to continue to see that sunny weather for the rest of the day. Again, Lake Lanier looks great this late morning. We're going to see an increase in wind speed, though, this afternoon. We're going to see a breezy afternoon, a little bit more so than yesterday. Wind gusts between 20 and 30 miles per hour for several hours this afternoon. So, again, a noticeable breeze, but not as gusty or anything like that as we were earlier in the work week. And these winds will die down this evening, and that's going to set the stage for some colder weather tonight going into Monday morning. But this afternoon with full sun, we should reach the 70s, around 76 at 3 o'clock. We got to 76 yesterday, and we're going to be just as warm today with that breeze. But once the sun sets, the breeze falls off. We're going to see the temperatures fall quicker. In fact, we only dropped to the upper 50s to around 60 this morning, so we're going to be 10, 15 degrees colder tomorrow morning than we were this morning. And then we're going to kind of level out into some much warmer weather for the rest of the week. But lows tomorrow morning on Monday, stepping outside to 38 degrees in LJ in the mountains. Blairsville, near or below freezing. We'll have 44 in Atlanta. Some of the suburbs, outlying spots, maybe hit 38 or 39. So maybe some isolated frost here in a couple spots. But widespread freeze not expected. And we're going to see a 69-degree high temperature tomorrow with sunshine. And then for the rest of the week, you can see temperatures will be pushing 80 by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with limited rain. We do have a 30% chance of showers Friday and into Saturday, and that is the extent of the rain chances that we have in the 7-day. We'll get back to that in a second. So the cold front is passing through. So this morning, the front was near the Tennessee-Georgia border, and we had some clouds across most of North Georgia. And they're going to continue to decrease as we move forward. This front's going to be zipping on to the south and east and pulling in some cooler and drier air. Behind it, you can see the high-pressure system responsible for this is up into Minnesota and Iowa, and that's going to continue building to the south and east. Some unsettled weather in the far northeast. We see some interior sections of New England dealing with some scattered rain and snow showers, but high pressure's got a beeline to the southeast, and it's going to bring us, again, some cooler and drier weather. So on First Alert Futurecast, there's really nothing much to see here. High pressure comes in, you can see, brings us a cooler day tomorrow, and then it sort of redevelops into the east coast, and we see a warm front across Tennessee by Tuesday. So what this is going to do is a warm front north of Georgia means warmer weather is coming in soon, and we're going to see that push in throughout the course of the southeast. So we have clockwise wind flow around a high, so we have a south wind pushing in, and eventually we'll get a little bit more moisture in here later this week, and that could fuel those isolated rain chances I mentioned on Friday and Saturday. Until then, a south wind typically means a warmer wind, and that is what we're seeing here. So over the next 5 days, we may see a flood threat develop across Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Texas, where several inches of rain could fall next week, while we are going to be in a mostly dry pattern in the southeast. You can see Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia all in the next 5 days looking to have very limited rain coverage. Again, this takes us through Thursday. Friday and the weekend of next weekend may turn a little more active, but I'm seeing no signs of anything cold in the pipeline. In fact, the temperature outlook from the 24th through the 30th, so this is kind of looking at the next week and a half past Thanksgiving, it's still signaling warm weather and above average temperatures. Again, this is the skill in forecasting past about 7 or 8 days does decrease, but we do see a pretty consistent sign in our models that the above average temperature pattern will continue into Thanksgiving. And I look outside in Atlanta, Midtown looks good. The clouds are going to continue to clear throughout the rest of the afternoon, and we're going to see mostly, a sunny sky once we get into later today. So the front passes breezy and warm, 76 degrees, the high temperature today. The Sunday, today's high of 76, several degrees away from the record. We were closer yesterday to a record than today, but today's record is 82, and I think that is safe from being broken. Tomorrow, 69 degrees, not necessarily warm, but mild, beautiful sunshine will be in store as we kick off a work week. The rest of the work week, again, is going to be featuring those near 80-degree temperatures. And also notice after Monday morning and Tuesday morning, we'll have mornings down in the 50s and 60s. So not only do the days get warmer, but the nights also get quite mild as well, with no signs of major cold coming anytime soon. And if we get enough moisture in here, we may squeeze out a couple of showers by Friday night and Saturday. But at this point, it may be a little bit longer before we see meaningful rain, which, of course, is bad news for the drought, but good news for this gorgeous mid to late November weather that we're going to continue to see, likely not only for the next week, but possibly through Thanksgiving. We'll keep you posted here on ANF Plus and inside the First Alert weather app. We will leave you again this morning over Lake Lanier again as we sign off. Check in with the team later on today for updates on this forecast. If rain chances are going to be going up or down toward that Friday and Saturday time frame, Anthony and JD will be in this evening to let you know the very latest.
Podcast by searching Atlanta News First on your preferred listening platform.